those teeth. What do you think about this, Bailey? You checking everything out and looking at all my CyberFrog figures? You want some of the chicken thigh? Ouch. What do you think? Let's go ahead and open one of these bad boys up and see what they're like. I also purchased a modern figure today, so we could kind of do a comparison. Ribbit. I am here with the CyberFrog figures. I wanted to do a comparison to some of the, I guess what would be considered the top tier toys of today. Well, at least top tier according to what you could get in a department store. I picked up the Flash figure here. It's part of McFarlane Toys. I thought it would be timely to go with the Flash because Ethan Van Sciver, creator of CyberFrog, had a hand in reviving the Flash and making him popular again, although I think DC is going to reverse that with their latest movie. But I digress. Let's go ahead and get into the box so we can do a comparison and see how it compares to the incredible CyberFrog toys. Hello. They're so cool. Dear Lord, please don't let me cut a finger off here. Let's just chuck that. Ooh, sorry, Bailey. All right. So you have your stand, and the lightning bolts would attach. I'm not going to go ahead and waste time with that, but you get the idea. Kind of add a little flair to it. So let's go ahead and try to compare apples to apples. God, it feels weird playing with a toy. I've played with toys since, well, a long time ago. All right, so first up, let's go ahead and get my favorite version. The cool thing about the CyberFrog toys is that the heads are interchangeable, so you can twist the head off and swap it out. Let me get another 90s one here. So, and it has a little piece sticking out there, and you just kind of twist that on. You know, you get a little bit of movement there, so you can turn his head kind of left or right there. And it even has very subtle movement there, up and down, ever so subtle. You're not going to get 360, and I can kind of understand that. One, because of the frog, you know, the amphibian design of the toy, but that's cool. You get to change the head out. I will definitely sacrifice mobility in order to have, you know, options in heads. So that's kind of cool. His hands also switch out. He came with this cool 90s blaster accessory, which I put on there, but I'll take it off here just so you can see how it attached. So it has these little pieces here that can kind of just, and I had to flex them a little bit, but they feel pretty solid. I'm sure if you tried to flex them open and together thousands of times, it might wear out, but I mean, I'm not a kid, I'm not going to be doing that, so I think this will be okay. So let's just take his blasters off. And this was really cool. I love this version of CyberFrog. He came with a severed Vespis head. And the detail in these toys is just, it's great. Have a little, what do you call them, the pincers there. The eyes is the detail. I like the insect eyes. And the thing with the Vespis is they each have their own unique kind of head tattoo. The detail's great. The arms, bendy, I don't know what the terminology is, but you know, it'll flex that way. It does a 360 rotation. You do have to kind of be mindful of the shoulder fins if you have it flexed out. It has a joint here. Because the hands can remove as well, you get that rotation, which is kind of nice. And you can see all the detail here, you know, all the circuitry of CyberFrog. He does have a little bit of flexibility in the chest, not a whole lot. You can't quite flex him in all the different ways that, you know, one might like if you were going to pose him for different scenes. Can he twist this way? No, he cannot. It doesn't appear. I don't want to force it. The torso doesn't swivel a 360. The legs, being an amphibian, they have a lot of play and movement, which is really cool. So you can do a lot of action poses. If you wanted to use him, you know, for reference, if you were going to draw CyberFrog, I could see where that would, you know, might come in handy. Let's see, you can do kind of a sit down pose. Bends at the knees. Oh, actually has a swivel here, so that's kind of cool. That'll give you a little bit more mobility. What I really, really love about this toy, and I know it sounds funny, but the feet. The Froggy feet are just so fun. CyberFrog has boosters in his feet. So in the comic, he can jump 2,000 feet in any direction. And these feet are so cool. He can stand on his own pretty well. You can see him standing there. The toes, each of the toes can move. This part of the toe, see if you can hear. So yeah, the toes move. This part of the toe doesn't, and I have a feeling it's probably for, you know, to give the figure a little more stability so he can stand up. On the ankle, see, like there's a hinge here where it can bend. And yeah, this is just really great. It's bringing me back to being a kid when I used to play with my Ninja Turtles and Barbies. And then, as I mentioned before, his hands, just like with the head, you kind of twist it and it pops off here. So this was one of the interchangeable hands. You could switch it out. You could switch it out with an arm cannon here. This is for the modern CyberFrog, but the cool thing is with the toys, you can actually, you know, switch it out. So I can have some of the modern CyberFrog gear on classic CyberFrog and vice versa. So, you know, if I wanted to take the Vespis head and put it on modern CyberFrog, I could go ahead and do that. So yeah, you get lots of options for kids. Oh my God, if I had this with my Ninja Turtles when I was a kid, I would have been just in heaven. Great stuff there. The modern CyberFrog figure, he's gonna have the updated features. This one, I switched the hand out. It just so happens to have the bonus fist. There was also this really cool chicken fry bucket. So you get into focus. There we go. You can get a theme going on here. Finger looking good. Yummy. Before I get into the Flash toys, let me show some of the other interchangeable hands that CyberFrog came with. Yeah, so you get hands where it's a fist. This was part of the modern CyberFrog. And this is one where poor CyberFrog has been kicked around by the Vespis, and he has one of the Vespis stingers through his head. That's why this version of CyberFrog is all bloodied. I love all the different options together. Ethan is knocking it out of the park with these figures, and I'm so looking forward to Wave 2. The modern stuff today, it just, First of all, it seems like they have to go retro with everything to lure people in with the feelings of nostalgia. When I was going through the toy aisle in Target, they had the Ninja Turtles, they had the Masters of the Universe He-Man toys. Where's the new stuff? Where's the inspiration for the new stuff? And that's one of the things that I really love about CyberFrog and what Ethan Van Sciver is doing. Going back to these other toys, this one, I mean, it feels kind of solid. You get some movement here. The arms move a little bit at the elbow here. Hand kind of swivels around here. That's kind of interesting. They have something in here where the torso can kind of do an exaggerated flex backwards. I guess if you were gonna make, you know, the toy do a weird flip or something, you could do that. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if that's anything that could be incorporated into the CyberFrog toys. There's the back version of it. We don't need to see Ezra Miller's butt anymore. Oh, goodness gracious. A little rigid in here. Get some flexibility at the knees. Let's see, does it turn it all this way? No. Which, I mean, it kind of makes sense. A human character wouldn't have the same flexibility as a frog character. Or the feet are kind of cool. Whatever they have in here, it's like some sort of little ratcheting kind of system in here. Not a bad toy, just something from an uninspired movie. Enough of that. I'm definitely down CyberFrog. I am going to try to get behind everything Ethan does with this character. It's a fun character. I hope to see it on a small screen or big screen someday. Who knows? The sky's the limit. I'm looking forward to seeing what Ethan does next. These are still available. I will put a link in the description below. Get CyberFrog in your life. So thank you so much for watching. Again, this is Abra. I look forward to seeing you again in another video.